The youth have a role to renew and reinvent the society. Today's theme, Shaping Our World Together, we have young youth members who will be speaking about the different challenges the world is facing today. So we have with us Roshni Surani, who will talk about the environmental concern. We have Tahir Pachwala, who will speak about the local business and how it is useful to support local business and develop the economy. We have Mudassir with us, who will speak about the food security in India and why it is important to have food security. Uh, we have Moise with us, who feels that education is important to be given to each and every child and how it will help to build back the economy. Then we have Zaid, Zed will speak about the supply chain and how why it is important to have a good supply chain when in terms of when we have some disasters like pandemic and why it is essential to have a good supply chain in that period of time. And then we have Sanjana with us who will speak about poverty eradication and how what are the solutions that can be given to reduce at least reduce the poverty. And then we have Ankita, who will speak about zero hunger and how we are going to achieve what her ideas to achieve zero hunger for any country. Okay, so we begin with. So, you would like to speak something?
Yes, good morning to one and all. Uh, Once again, I welcome you for the second day of our Confest. Yesterday we inaugurated, it was a great success. We had two events. Today is an important event, is a youth panel discussion. Just Professor Raisa Madam has clearly stated the objectives, the participant and the topic. As you know, the future belongs to the youth. You are the future of India. Therefore, the youth's perception, youth's thinking ability, youth's views is very, very important. And the theme which has been chosen for this confest is shaping world together. It's very, very important. And now we want to listen from the horse's mouth what is their views and perception. And I really appreciate the topics which have been chosen, which includes local business support, education, environment concern, health sectors, food security, supply chains, poverty eradication, zero hunger building economy. I'm sure from this entire panel discussion, some fruitful outcome will come out. And if the outcome is really genuine and the same can be proposed to the policy makers to incorporate the youth's views. With this uh, welcome address. Now I'll hand over the mic to the organizer. Please, thank you.
So, to begin with, we have Roshni Surani. As we know, the environmental problems like global warming, acid rain, air pollution, water pollution, climate change has many more effect. It affects every human and animal. So, what are the solutions do you think can help to improve the environment?
A very good morning to everyone present here today. My name is Roshni Sarani, and I'm going to speak about the environment, environmental concerns, and solutions to build back the world together. The environment consists of all living beings and their surroundings. It refers to both abiotic and biotic environment. All living creatures are dependent on the environment for food, air, water, and other needs. Therefore, it is important for every individual to save and protect the environment. The environment provides us with renewable and non renewable resources. Economies of the world depend on such resources to progress. Man made environmental concerns are harmful effects of human activity on the environment. Major current environmental issues include pollution, overpopulation, deforestation, etc. Let us now take a look at the major causes of the above mentioned concerns. Pollution, in whatever form, whether air, water, land, or noise, is harmful to the environment. Air pollution contaminates the air that we breathe, which causes health issues. Water pollution degrades the quality of water. Land pollution results in the degradation of the Earth's surface as a result of human activities. Noise pollution can cause irreparable damage to our ears when exposed to continuous loud sounds. Rapid population growth puts strain on natural resources, which results in the degradation of our environment. Mortality rate has gone down due to better medical facilities, which has resulted in an increased lifespan. More population simply means more demand for food, clothes, and shelter. This results in deforestation, which is another factor in environmental degradation. Deforestation is the cutting down of trees to make way for more homes and industries. Rapid growth in population and urban sprawl are two of the major causes of deforestation. Apart from that, the use of forest land for agriculture, animal grazing, harvest for fuel wood, and logging are, are some of the current causes of deforestation. Deforestation contributes to global warming as decreased forest size puts carbon back into the environment. As Newton says, every action has an equal and opposite reaction. It is quite evident that these activities have also had a massive impact on the environment. They pose great challenges worldwide, which are as follows. The most noticeable impact of these concerns has been global climate change, which has surfaced in the last couple of decades. It occurs due to rise in global warming because of the increase in temperature of the atmosphere due to release of various harmful gases. Climate change has various harmful effects, but not only limited to the melting of polar ice, but also change in seasons, frequent occurrence of floods, etc. Another crucial current environmental problem is the depletion of natural resources. We as humans use so many natural resources that it would need almost 1.5 Earths to cover all our needs. Increased use of natural resources leads to industrialization, population growth, and air pollution, and more. Over time, natural resource depletion will lead to an energy crisis. Fossil fuel consumption results in the emission of greenhouse gases, which is primarily responsible for global warming and climate change. The huge production of waste due to our hyperconsumption is a major threat to the environment. This results in non biodegradable trash in the form of plastic, toxic e waste, and harmful chemicals. When this waste ends up in landfills, it generates enormous amounts of methane, which leads to global warming. As per a study conducted, the average person produces 4.3 pounds of waste per day, and the US alone accounts for 220 million tons a year. Soil degradation is yet another environmental problem. Globally, food security depends on the availability of fertile soil. According to UN estimates, about 12 million hectares of farmland a year get seriously degraded. Soils get damaged due to many reasons. Such reasons include erosion, overgrazing, land use conversion, and many more. India also faces many of these environmental challenges. The population of over thousands of millions is growing at 2.11% every year. It puts considerable pressure on its natural resources and reduces the gains of development. Poverty is yet another major challenge faced by India. Poverty and environmental degradation have a nexus between them. The vast majority of Indian population are directly dependent on the natural resources for their basic needs of food, fuel, shelter, and fodder. As per a recent article by IQAir on the world's most populated cities of 2020, Ghaziabad in India ranked second with an average of 106.6 units in the PM 2.5 rankings. Delhi was ranked as the 10th most polluted city and the top polluted capital city in the world. A considerable portion of Indian population does not have access to clean water required for agriculture, drinking and domestic use. Factors like community waste, industrial effluents and chemical fertilizers, pesticides have polluted our surface water and affected quality of the groundwater. Forests in India have also been shrinking for several centuries owing to pressure of agriculture and other uses. Decrease in green cover leads to climate change, endangerment of species, etc. Land degradation is yet another challenge faced by India. At present, out of the total land, only 80% possesses any potential for production. Now that we have understood the various challenges to the environment around us, it is equally important to work towards mitigating these issues. If there is no environment, then we will have no place to live, nor any means to survive. Sustainability is the key to prevent and reduce the effect of environmental issues. Meeting the needs of the present generation without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their needs is the fundamental essence of sustainability. This can be achieved through controlling population growth, moving towards use of renewable sources of energy, and by reducing conservation. Conservation of forests, water bodies, energy sources are crucial in restoring the natural environment. The government can introduce stricter environmental laws, invest in energy efficiency, and provide subsidies for wind and solar power and encourage green practices. Schools should teach a curriculum of environmental sustainability. As individuals, we can replace disposable items with reusable items, avoid the use of paper, conserve water and electricity, support environmental friendly practices, and recycle the waste to conserve natural resources. To tackle issues in India, the government must take active steps towards environmental conservation. Public awareness towards environmental conservation must be undertaken proactively. Controlling pollution and population, afforestation are key in achieving these goals. Controlling carbon emission, mindful use of natural resources, cleaning up of polluted lands can contribute greatly towards keeping pollution in check. Birth control measures and importance of family planning should be undertaken at national level, especially in rural India. Environmental conservation drives such as Clean India, Green India should be revived. To conclude, we can say that humans are a major source of environmental issues. Likewise, our activities are the major reason that the level of harmful gases and pollutants have increased in the environment. But now, the humans have taken this problem seriously and are now working to eradicate it. Above all, if all humans contribute equally to the environment, then this issue can be fought back. The natural balance can once again be restored. Thank you. Thank you, Roshni. We'll start with the next participant. That's it. The topic is food security in India, right? Uh, insecurity may be long term,
Yes, ma'am.
right? Or it can be temporary.
Yes, ma'am.
It may be influenced by number of factors.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What are the solutions you think which can ensure this food security?
Yes.
Should I start? A very good morning to all of you. Now, the solutions to avoid food security, the following: a digitized quality control and analytics system that identifies food that will rot in the near future, a marketplace to match products of various quality levels with buyers who can use that specific quality, certification to be validated by feed up at the rate UN and tracking so companies can confidently and reliably communicate how much produce they have saved. And food wastage solutions for India: food and kitchen and organic waste shredding and dewatering, food and organic waste composting pre-treatment system, expired foodstuff depackaging. The solutions for, yes ma'am.
Education is a must for every child. What do you think are the challenges facing our country, and what are the solutions you can suggest to the government?
Good morning, one and all. Before I start with my topic of introduction, let's just get clear with a few statistics around the world. Firstly, there are 14% adults which are aged 15 and older are uneducated. 9% of the youth, that is ages between 15 to 24, are uneducated. 14% adults that are aged between 25 to 64 are uneducated, and 22% elderly that are aged 65 and above are uneducated today in the world. These are the statistics given by UNESCO for 2020. And India, as a huge city with a population of 1.3 billion and counting, ranks second in the country for illiteracy with a percentage of 34 percentile. And China is at the second place with 11th percentile. Introduction today is now become a must for us so that we can not just thrive but also survive in the world today. Also, there are many other challenges which are faced in other countries, which are poverty, and those countries having problems are they have no classrooms. Certain times teachers are uneducated. Certain times the location where the education is available is so far and distant that students are unable to reach them. Also, at times, people who are living in cities with all the amenities also face problems such as stress. Certain times it becomes that the technicality used, the formats used are so difficult that it causes problems for the students itself. Also, we have gone through the pandemic, which has resulted in the digitized learning and the digital era of education. But it has also has its consequences where people are facing with eyesight problems, problems with less sociability. Also, the issue is that certain times network connectivity has also become a problem for students. Furthermore, this digitized area has also been a consequence for teachers as well, as they have find certain difficulties in teaching. Howsoever, everything has a cure, everything has its own way out, and there are solutions available. First of all, to ensure the problem of poverty, you can have NGOs made. There are donations being made by the government and certain private organizations in order to make sure that education is being facilitated all around the countries as well as the globe. Furthermore, to remove transform education, there are central plans and teaching sessions not just for students as well as for teachers going on so that they are educated enough to certain remote locations where education can be reached so that the teachers are educated well enough to give pass on education to the students. Also, there are other regimes and laws being formed in certain villages and all. Their cultural practices are that students should not get education after a certain age. They should be married and they should live and carry on their lives. Where farming is a major way of earning remuneration, so governments have made sure that there are certain cultural regimes as well as legal formalities enacted so that they understand that education is also a must against earning remuneration also, so that they can compete with the upcoming upforth world that is there outside. Um, Furthermore, there are many other solutions to education that is being provided today for the people that live in the country and the city areas, and they find that education is tough. There are certain academies, learning centers being made by governments as well as by private educators as well, who provide their education for free to the students so that their learning becomes easy. Also, we have the digitized platform known as Google, YouTube, and many other meeting platforms have now been created due to the pandemic, which help students connect through different cities, different villages, so that nobody is left out with education. In conclusion, I would like to say that education is a must, but it has to be in a way, in a format, and in a particular regime so that students are able to understand it, contemplate it, what is being taught, not just the concept, as well as apply that concept in their daily lives so that they can make a career out of themselves in the upward future. Thank you. That will be all.
Thank you so much. It was very good. It was very good. Very good. So now we have Zaid with us. Uh, so you're going to speak about supply chain. How have the supply chains affected the prices of commodities during pandemic?
Very good morning. My name is Mohammad Zaid. Leave the meeting. So, about how the supply chain has been affected because of the lockdown and the pandemic in the last 2 years. Yeah. First of all, there has been a huge impact on the supply chain in the whole country. Not even a single state has been there, which is remaining because of this lockdown. So mainly, it is that among the first to feel the effect of the second wave, most effective is the second wave because of this. And because of the second wave, there has been a major effect on commodities such as cardamom, pepper, and poultry items. This is all because the poultry meat was first to be affected as states announced shutdown, and only Sundays were open for people to buy the products. So the Sunday sales were the ones which were equal to the all 6 days sales alone, Sunday sales alone. So this affected the supply chains majorly. And upon all of this, the window movement in Maharashtra was just between 8 to 11 a.m. So the transport issue was there, and people had to transport the commodities, their goods at night, which was a difficult task. And then agricultural produce marketing committee yards, which were called as APMC, they were not functioning in various states. So this led to a major comeback, back down.
What would you suggest? If such pandemics happen, what can be the solutions?
If such pandemics happen, in case where in countries like India, China, where this pandemic has a huge impact, I would suggest that if there is a company, then you should first educate the employees regarding COVID-19 symptoms and etc. And then you must prepare for absenteeism, increased in absenteeism because of this, because the people will not be able to attend because if they are sick or something. So you have to first only you have to prepare for such absenteeism. Then I would suggest that you must prepare succession plans for key position workers, because they are the ones that control the whole organization. So if they are absent, so you have to first in hand only first you have to prepare that. And in case of organization which are used to supply the products, you must first focus on workforce labor planning. Because many in such situations many laborers were scared and they were moving to their villages, respective villages. To meet that shortcome of laborers, you must first only prepare that, and you must keep so that there is minimization in losses. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Sai. Our next participant is Sanjana.
Our topic is poverty eradication. Okay. So, according to you, Sanjana, how can you reduce poverty in our country, and what can be the suggestion for this?
Good morning, everybody present here. Good morning, everybody present here. I'm Sanjana. I'm going to present on topic poverty eradication. It's some of the causes and its solutions. So, poverty is a state or condition in which a person or community lacks the financial resources and essentials for a minimum standard of living. Poverty means the income level from employment is so low that basic human needs can't be satisfied. Poverty stricken people and families go without proper housing, clean water, healthy food, and medical attention. Each nation may have its own thresholds that determines how many of its people are living in poverty. Next, moving on to the causes of poverty. First, we have education. As per my analysis, education is the having major cause on poverty. Education, poverty, and education. Lack of education is a big challenge being faced by the world. The problem is low-income families don't put their children in schools, even if they want to. There are no proper schools available. Government schools do not provide quality education, and children who attend these schools end up doing manual jobs. Low income families are less likely to be able to afford proper nutrition and sometimes lack day to day necessities at home. With little financial education and low earnings, these families might have to send their children to schools without breakfast or lunches. A study shows that not enough reduce the brain capacity to learn, and students who lack nutrition cannot perform uh, as good as other students. Next, coming on to employment. Employment is also one of the effect cause the poverty. Unemployment and underemployment lies at the core of poverty. The creation of productive employment opportunities is essential for achieving poverty reduction and sustainable economic and social development. It is a crucial to provide decent jobs that both secure income and empowerment for the poor, especially women and younger people. Many employment strategies are often related to agriculture and rural development and include using labor intensive agriculture technologies, developing small and medium sized enterprises, and promoting micro objects in rural areas. Next cause is rural economy. Causes of poverty in rural economy are lower agricultural production and economic depression and inadequate development. Lower agricultural production, absence and lack of knowledge in using modern technologies of agriculture has resulted in the inability of farmers to protect their fields from pests and animals. Economic depression and inadequate development. Economic depression usually cause a decline in trade and commerce activities, lockout and mills and factories leading to unemployment of millions of workers and small traders in India. Inadequate development has been described as one of the cause of poverty due to defecting planning. Thereafter, the 5-year plan was designed to give a concentrate shape to the development efforts inadequate in the perfective plan. Next is hunger. Poverty and hunger are closely linked. Those who live in poverty are likely to suffer from hunger and malnutrition. Poverty and hunger are often caused by lack of education, employment, and healthcare. We reduce poverty and hunger by investing in agriculture, creating jobs, expanding social safety, expanding nutrition programs that targets children under 2 years of age. Uh, promoting gender equality, protecting vulnerable countries during crisis. And next is health sector. The effect of poverty are more just missing a meal. Families struggle with chronic food insecurities, hunger and malnutrition. When families don't have the food, their health and livelihood suffers, trapping them in a various cycle that affect one generation after another. The only way to combat the problem is to break the cycle of poverty and build strong communities. This enables every person to have enough nutrition food to live a healthy and productive life. And here are some of the solutions based on the causes of poverty. By improving social infrastructure like education and schooling and job opportunities in rural areas, migration to urban areas can be decreased, and thus urban poverty can also be decreased. Contribution of tax of all the citizens enhance the economical wealth of the country. Improvement in the daily wages of the laborers and workers, those who are in living in poverty. Investment in agriculture by the government is necessary to decrease rural poverty. Subsidiaries address only short-term issues. Also, there is a need to develop technologies with the help of which farmers can practice all-weather agriculture. Investment in infrastructure overall is needed to reduce the cost of utilities. So, lastly, I conclude that poverty has been a problem for many years. If it affects a large percentage of today's world population, and it will continue to expand. No matter how much income people get, there will be people who can't afford enough food, water, and shelter. Poverty is a massive problem in many countries, and it will keep on spreading and increasing. It will don't If we don't do something about it, many people are affected by poverty. Most of them are poor people. In order to end poverty, every country should cooperate with each other and help them. As a result, poverty, millions of lives are lost worldwide. So, lastly, I would like to thank the organization for kind invention towards me to enable me to participate in the wonderful form. Thank you so much.
The last participant, Ankita. Ankita, what are the ways to achieve zero hunger? Like she's already spoken about uh, hunger, yeah, hunger and poverty. So, what would be your suggestions like for the reduction of hunger?
Yes. Good morning, one and all. I'm Ankita Yadav, a student of Aveda Inamdar FY BCom. Today, I'm going to talk about on the topic of zero hunger. If we can conquer space, we can conquer hunger. Every morsel of food you waste, remember that can be used to feed less fortune. Do you think about millions of families and kids that suffer from not being able to have food? You should be very thankful and grateful if you have a family to provide food for you, because not every kid does. Hunger is a term which has three meanings. First, the painful sensation caused by the want of food, craving, appetite, also the exerted condition caused by the food. Second, the want of scarcity of food in a country. Third, a strong desire or craving. World hunger refers to malnutrition or undernutrition. Undernutrition and malnutrition is when you're getting enough food that the body needs. World hunger comes with many global effects. It affects kids the most because they are still growing and developing. We all can stop world hunger if we work together by donating charities, organizations that work to prevent world hunger. Chronic hunger, such as famine, is devastating to families, countries, and communities. Chronic hunger claims and affects many victims by feminine each year. Women are more likely to be sick and have smaller babies that would die earlier, resulting in high level of infant mortality. In areas where chronic hunger is a problem, the countries are in a vicious circle of malnutrition and death. Effects also include dehydration to common illness. More than 2 million children die every year from hunger or dehydration caused by diarrhea. Malnourished children often lack the strength to survive in case of diarrhea. We all know a peaceful world cannot exist. Two-third hunger, one third rich. After the decades of decline study, the number of people who suffer from hunger, as measured by prevalence under malnutrition, began to slowly increase in 2015. Current estimates show that nearly 690 million people are hungry, or 8.9% of the world population, by the 10 million people in 1 year, by nearly 60 million in 5 years. The world is not on track to achieve zero hunger by 2030. If recent trends continue, the number of people affected by hunger would surpass 840 million hunger by 2030. According to the World Food Programme, 135 million suffer from the acute hunger, largely due to man-made problems, climate change, and economic downturns. The COVID-19 pandemic would now double the number, putting an additional 130 million people at risk of suffering acute hunger by the end of 2021. At the end, or in conclusion, I would like to say, if you cannot feed 100 hungry people, just feed one. It's not even my suggestion. No, it's not even my suggestion to you, but as a being here, as a we all are human being, so we can do, at least we can feed a hunger. If we cannot feed thousands of hunger, by this we can avoid hunger. Thank you.
Yes, another participant now is going to speak. Please. Give it.
Our next participant is Tahir Kanchwala. His topic is local business.
Then I'm so sorry. I'm already late. Actually, I was held up helping someone down. So, uh, so my name is Tahir Tezin Kanchwala. I am currently studying in Abeda College, and I am in second year BCom. Simultaneously, I'm pursuing CMA USA as well, and I'm working as an HR recruiter too. So my topic for today is local business support. Firstly, we need to understand what is business. So the business is an activity which it's like making money by buying or selling any of the products or activities. By providing a particular product or a service, we can earn and simultaneously help others by their means of living too. Now, what is local business? Local business is a small scale business provided to the local community and people. According to one of the statistics, people included in the local business under 35 years is 15.9%. In between 35 to 49 age, it's 33.2%. And in between 50 to 88 years of age, it's 50.9. And why do we need reasons to support local business? It basically shows you care about your local community. Now, what do you mean by care about your local community? We know that most of the companies and MNCs receive funds through people, but then this local business owners do not receive any of the investment. So we need to take care about their local ideas. That is one of the main reason to support the local business. And apart from this, you will always find some of the unique products which you can't find in the malls. Like even if you go for the clothing sector, you will find the similar products in the malls. But when you go to a local shop, you will find all different types of unique products which are available. Now, what are the ways to support local business? Firstly, we need to understand local business owners do not have large investment to go online. So we need to support them by going and visiting their offices or the shops. We need to compliment the owners and give the feedbacks to various business owners. That is one of the best way to support them. Give the feedbacks and guide them towards the betterment. And one of the ways to promote local business is through digital marketing. Like digital marketing is very easy to be used. And apart from digital marketing, if you see the traditional way to promote your business, a lot of money is invested into it by advertisement and various templates which needs to be posted on the roads and banners too. But local business, digital marketing helps a lot of people to put their products online, and it's benefited a lot. Like you can track all the engagements also. So the conclusion for this local business support is that you need to understand people who are on the small scale businesses have unique products which needs to be supported, and it helps a lot of people also with the unique products too. That's it. Thank you.
Yes, it's good discussion and all the young youth panel. I could make out your preparations and you have prepared well, and lot many notes are easily visible. And no time due to time constraint, no, you could not complete all the aspect which you wanted to provide in this platform, but the essence is definitely conveyed. It has been discussed. It's a beginning. I can understand. The topic which you have chosen is really worth appreciating, and they are very great concern for today's for everyone. And we're all discussing about the environment, education, health, poverty. Like at this age, when you're talking about, when you're discussing, when you're deliberating, I'm sure that this sort of platform, this sort of discussion, this sort of understanding will make you a great person, because you cannot become a good person or great person in overnight. But this is a thought process. This is what Abhida Inamdar Senior College is known for, providing platform for the young budding in the future policy maker, future leader, future what you can call it as an entrepreneur, etc. Always. Uh, the topic really I appreciate. And if you talk about in totality, the essence, the solution for the all the problem is education. The right education has to be imparted. What generally we talk about, the education is generally given to the education. Normally it doesn't much train to our mind. It only help us to understand for mugging, cramming, like the life of education is very short as far as understanding the concept is concerned. But real education, what it is generally defined, it has to be trained to the mind in thinking logically, laterally, scientifically, reasonably. When our mindset is changed, the real purpose of education is change the mindset, change the thought process. Then automatically, due to this process, all the problems, be it environment related, poverty related, supply chain, etc., everything is there. Therefore, what I personally feel, this has to be properly. Therefore, you as a student must be witnessed that you should read the new education policy which the government of India has framed. This is in this direction only, imparting. And of course, academically education is provided. Generally, no, the much emphasis is required to give value added education. Apart from conventional education, apart from modern education, the ethics, values, everything has to be imbibed in our mind. That really helps, that really boosts to the individual. Like as far as the, again, I'll little focus it. I'll give. I know we are about to wind up in 5 to 10 minutes. How the Abhidai Namdar Senior College is different. In most of the talk, generally we talk about in most of the colleges they do give normal education. The way how we provide education, we impart education of the university Pune curriculum, certain case studies, guest lectures, everything is there, and most of the colleges also do the same thing. But the difference in Abhidai Namdar Senior College is actually practically we are witnessing, and we not only provide intellectual education, we also provide value-based education. The education which touches not only to your mind, which touches to your heart. When education touches to your heart and mind, definitely then you become a perfect person, and you could be a problem solver. You can call it as a. This is how the we you can witness this one, and other things we talk about. And Moise, who spoke on education, good preparations, good understanding, is it? Then Tahir Kachwala, local business support. I think he from the business family background, therefore he could I could make out his facial expression, etc. And Roshni, she has prepared a lot of things, and she spoke very good on the environmental causes and environment awareness is required. Muddas are food securities. It's very, and like somebody Sanjana, she spoke about like poverty and also eradication of poverty. Sanjana and Ankita also, where they hunger. She has clearly mentioned. It really touches to my heart. It is a feeling, sensation. What hunger actually. The people who are suffering, and we are all blessed from the by the God, and we are not witnessing such kind of feelings. And the statement opening remarks he made really touches to my heart. That's all one should feel, one should understand. Then only you can explain, then you can take part, then you can present your views. That's what I personally feel. And overall I can consider it is a good presentations. And somebody has mentioned about supply chain. Yeah, absolutely, Jahi. Supply chain, it's essential aspect. It's just like a nerve system of our human body. If any nerve is affected and entire body is affected, therefore supply chain is very important. Good road is required, network is required, people should be trained. No, whether it is a pandemic situations, otherwise any kind of situation, whether it is a normal or abnormal situation. No, the supply chain is the backbone of our entire economy. If the economy is strengthened, and we try to eradicate all kind of problems, that's what he has covered. I think it's a great attempt from the Department of Commerce. Raisa Madam, Osma Madam being a coordinator of this event, and sure they are taking a lot of effort. And ultimately, we will see how good we can improve further. It's a beginning, and taking part is important. Winning and losing is a secondary. I always respect to the student who take the part. Then we don't expect result is secondary. What is the primary? To take the part. It helps you, it helps to groom your personality. Confidence aa jayega, communication skill badega, you'll get an opportunity. Then you are definitely different from other normal student. जो 7-8 लोग हमारे सामने है ना, you are good student, and you are likely going to be the best student. I say personally, because always well begun is a half done. आधा काम अब फ्यूचर का आज ही हो चुका है. That's what I feel personally. Thank you very much. Okay.
As Mullah sir rightly said, the topic chosen and the your thought process which you have explained here, na, that was very good, fantastic. But we want you should implement all this thing in future. Okay. Once the college get over, students forget all this thing. So when in your life also, you should take care of all this thing as Sanjana, na? Nikita, Ankita. She rightly said, okay, we should feed at least one person. So in future, when you are earning, you should take into consideration all these things and try to help the needy and poor people, so that it will help to eradicate the poverty. जैसे कि कहा कि one thing I want to tell you, कतरे कतरे से ही समंदर बनता है. तो यू वांट टू eradicate the poverty. If you'll say कि मैं एक अकेली एक को फीड करूंगी, तो आई कैन नॉट help to remove the poverty, but definitely it will help to eradicate the poverty, because if you take the lead, then the other will follow you and definitely will achieve the target. Or as rightly said, all the participants, they are winner for us. I just want to mention one share. गिरते हैं शहसवार ही मैदानी जंग में, गिरते हैं शहसवार ही मैदान में जंग में, वो तिफल क्या गिरे जो घुटनों के बल चले। ओके, ऑल द बेस्ट फॉर योर भजन। शहसवार मीन्स जो घोड़े पे बैठता है और मैदान में जाता है वही गिरता है, जो क्रॉल कर रहा है वो तो कुछ नहीं करेगा ना। इट्स बेटर यू शुड पार्टिसिपेट, एटलीस्ट यू शुड गो एंड टेक। ओके, चल, थैंक यू, थैंक यू मैडम।
We have 5 more minutes, so anyone want to say anything? General feeling for the youth panel, not subject related. General feeling. Anyone want to say? Sanjana.
So this was very good experience actually, and it was thought exchanging program, and everyone did very good. And I hope that everyone will implement whatever solutions they have given, and I hope that they should do that because to improve our country it's very necessary, and from making our country from developing to developed country it's too necessary right now. Yeah, we have to do that, and uh, I'll try my best to do all this whatever solutions I have given right now here, and I'll give my best in future also to improve our country, and to provide needy people whatever education, and to improve our society. I'll give my best and rest of. Thank you.
She'll give us visa also.
No, I don't know about the visa, but yes, whatever I'll do, I'll help out.
Basically, such kind of events are, these are all symbolic events. You know, like 1 hour and 45 minutes. Doctor, actually, it's kind of, we're all inspiring you. Giving a platform, we are all inspiring you. Each one is listening. But actually, when we go back to our home, when you try to implement what we are discussing today, then if you start implementing, today is about it, you are inspired, inspiration you are receiving. Then after going to home, when you start implementing, at least start feeding one person, then if you practice, that becomes motivation. You are being motivated yourself. We are not motivating, your actions are motivating to you. And when your actions are motivating to you, it becomes long lasting. Inspiration might, it's very short. Today, at 1 hour, 2 hours, definitely you will lose. But inspiration always plays an important role. This is what long lasting.
And we speak louder and then words. So you should practice.
Practice. Very good. Thank you. Shall we wind up?
Yes.
And other formalities.
I just want to find out, conclude it very for all my student, dear student. नहीं तेरा नशेमन कसरे सुल्तानी की गुम्बद पर, नहीं तेरा नशेमन कसरे सुल्तानी की गुम्बद पर, तू शाही है बसेरा कर पहाड़ों की चट्टानों पर. So sky is limit for you, to do your best.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I would like to conclude. Uh, First of all, I am very thankful to all of you, the entire team, all my participants. The most thanks I'll do on, I'll thank my principal, Dr. Shaila Butwala, ma'am, because of her support and guidance, and with having such a wonderful head department with us. Dr. M.G. Mulla, the Dean Faculty of Commerce, and Farzana ma'am. She's almost like our sister. We feel so vibrant with her always, ma'am. Whenever we want to say something, we want to share our views, we directly go to Farzana ma'am, and she always accepts us with our new ideas. Dr. M.G. Mulla sir and Farzana ma'am, because of them, we are here today. Let me tell you, Raisa ma'am and Uzma ma'am, because we both are there because Mullah sir and Farzana ma'am, and the most important, Dr. Shaila ma'am, principal ma'am. Because of them, we have conducted this youth panel discussion. It was just not possible because of that, and then we all of us participants also took part. We all took guidance. We gave them new topics, and they gave their views over here, and it was a wonderful session over here, and we did it. And thank you so much on behalf of Abida Namda Sina College. I'm proposing vote of thanks. And inshallah, in future, more conference will conduct like this, and we will do more and more discussion with the new topics.
Maybe we can send you national and international level to speak about this. Yes. I expect.
About to become emotional.
Yes.
First, you would recall.
Because it's just not possible.
So you consider it like a family.
Yes, sir.
The other things you are going to be communicating.
Yes,
Thank you.
sir. We are fine. Yes, sir. We are
Yes,
fine.
sir.
Starting Kashwala, Moise, Roshni, Mudassar, Jai, Sanjana, Ankita, good. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Naam nahi chukana?
हाँ